वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारवन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
अविज्ञातं विजानताम् इति अवधृतम्।
ज्ञातुं विजानताम् इति अवधृतम्।
यदि ब्रह्म अत्यन्तमेव विज्ञातम्
Can't hear you.
ओके। यदि ब्रह्म अत्यन्तम् एव अविज्ञातम्
यदि ब्रह्मा अत्यन्तम् एव अविज्ञातम्
लौकिकानां ब्रह्मविदां च अविशेषः प्राप्तः।
लौकिकविदां च अविशेषः प्राप्तः।
अविज्ञातं विजानताम् इति च परस्पर अविरुद्धम्।
ज्ञातं विजानताम् इति च परस्परविरुद्धम्।
Now can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear.
कथं तु तद्ब्रह्म सम्यक् विदितं भवति इति एवम् अर्थम् आह।
कथं तु तद्ब्रह्म सम्यग् विदितं भवति इति आह।
प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम् अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते।
प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम् अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते।
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यं विद्यया विन्दते मृतम्।
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यं
विद्यया
विद्यया
विन्दते मृतम्।
अमृतम्।
प्रतिबोधविदितं बोधं बोधं प्रतिविदितम्।
प्रतिबोधविदितं बोधं बोधं प्रतिविदितम्।
बोधशब्देन बौद्धाः प्रत्ययाः उच्यन्ते।
बोधशब्देन बौद्धाः
उच्यते।
प्रत्युच्यन्ते।
सर्वे प्रत्ययाः विषये भवन्ति यस्य सः आत्मा।
सर्वे प्रत्ययाः विषयी भवन्ति यस्य सः आत्मा।
सर्वबोधान् प्रतिबुध्यते।
सर्वबोधान् प्रतिबुध्यते।
सर्वप्रत्ययदर्शी चिच्चक्तिस्वरूपमात्रः।
सर्वप्रत्ययदर्शी चिच्छक्तिस्वरूपमात्रः।
प्रत्ययैः एव प्रत्ययेषु अविशिष्टतया लक्ष्यते।
प्रत्ययैः एव प्रत्ययेषु अविशिष्टतया लक्ष्यते।
न अन्यत् द्वारम् आत्मनः विज्ञानाय।
अन्यत् द्वारम् आत्मनः विज्ञानाय।
अतः प्रत्ययात्मतया विदितं ब्रह्म यथा।
अतः प्रत्यगात्मतया विदितं ब्रह्म यदा।
तदा तत्पथं तत् सम्यक् दर्शनम् इत्यर्थः।
तदा तद्मतं तत् सम्यक् दर्शनम् इत्यर्थः।
सर्वप्रत्ययदर्शित्वे सर्वप्रत्ययदर्शित्वे च
सर्वप्रत्ययदर्शित्वे च
उपजनन अपायवर्जित दृक्स्वरूपथा।
उपजनन अपायवर्जित दृक्स्वरूपता।
नित्यत्वं विशुद्धस्वरूपत्वं
नित्यत्वं विशुद्धस्वरूपत्वम्।
आत्मत्वं निर्विशेषता।
आत्मत्वं निर्विशेषता।
एकत्वं च सर्वभूतेषु सिद्धं भवेत्।
एकत्वं च सर्वभूतेषु सिद्धं भवेत्।
लक्षणभेद अभावात्
लक्षणभेद अभावात्।
व्योम्नः इव घटगिरिगुहादिषु
व्योम्नः इव घटगिरिगुहादिषु
विदिताभ्यामन्यत् ब्रह्म इति। आगमवाक्यार्थः एव परिशुद्धः एव
आगमवाक्यार्थः एवं परिशुद्धः एव
उपसंहृतः भवति।
उपसंहृतः भवति।
दृष्टेः द्रष्टा श्रुतेः श्रोता
दृष्टेः द्रष्टा श्रुतेः श्रोता
मतेः मन्था विज्ञातेः विज्ञाता इति श्रुत्यन्तरम्।
मतेः मन्ता
विज्ञाता इति श्रुत्यन्तरम्।
यदा पुनः बोधक्रियाकर्ता इति
यदा पुनः
बोधक्रियाकर्ता
बोधक्रियाकर्ता इति
बोधक्रियालक्षणेन
बोधक्रियालक्षणेन
तत्कर्तारं विजानाति इति।
तत्कर्तारं
तारं
विजानातीति।
विजानाति
बोधलक्षणेन विदितं प्रतिबोधविदितम् इति व्याख्यायते।
बोधलक्षणेन विदितं प्रतिबोधविदिति
बोधविख्यायते।
यथा यः वृक्षशाखाश्चालयति
यथा यः
वृक्षशाखाश्चालयति
वृक्षशाखाश्चालयति
सः वायुः इति तद्वत्
सः
सः
वायुः
वायुः इति तद्वत्
तदा बोधक्रियाशक्तिमान् आत्मा द्रव्यम्
तदा बोधक्रियाशक्तिमान् आत्मा द्रव्यम्
द्रव्यम्
न बोधस्वरूपः एव।
न
बोधस्वरूपः एव।
बोधस्वरूपः एव
बोधस्तु जायते विनश्यति च।
बोधस्तु जायते
विनश्यति च।
विनश्यति च
यदा बोधः जायते तदा बोधक्रियया सविशेषः।
यदा बोधः जायते तदा बोधक्रियया सविशेषः
यदा बोधः नश्यति तदा नष्टबोधः द्रव्यमात्रं निर्विशेषः।
यदा बोधः नश्यते तदा नष्टबोधः द्रव्यमात्रं
द्रव्यमात्रं
निर्विशेषः
विशेषः।
तत्रैवं सति
तत्रैवं सति
विक्रियात्मकः सावयवः अनित्यः अशुद्धः इत्यादयः दोषाः
विक्रियात्मकः सावयवः यः अशुद्धः इत्यादयः दोषाः
न परिहर्तुं शक्यन्ते।
न परिहर्तुं शक्यन्ते
यद्यपि कानादानाम्
यदपि कारादानाम्
आत्मनसंयोगजः बोधः
आत्मनः संयोगजः बोधः
आत्मनि समवेति।
आत्मनि समवैति
अतः आत्मनि बोद्धृत्वम्
अतः आत्मनि बोद्धृत्वम्
न तु विक्रियात्मकः आत्मा
न तु क्रियात्मकः आत्मा
द्रव्यमात्रस्तु भवति घटः इव रागसमभायी।
द्रव्यमात्रस्तु भवति घट इव रागसमवायी
अस्मिन् पक्षे अपि अचेतनं द्रव्यमात्रं ब्रह्म इति।
अस्मिन् पक्षे अपि
अचेतनं
द्रव्यमात्रं
द्रव्यमात्रम्
ब्रह्म इति
विज्ञानम् आनन्दं ब्रह्म विज्ञानं ब्रह्म इत्याद्याः श्रुतयः बोधिताः स्युः।
विज्ञानम् आनन्दं ब्रह्म विज्ञानं ब्रह्म
इत्याद्याः
श्रुतयः बोधादिताः स्युः
आत्मनः निरवयवत्वेन प्रदेश अभावात्
आत्मनः निरवयवत्वेन प्रदेश अभावात्
नित्यसंयुक्तत्वाच्च
नित्यसंयुक्तत्वाच्च
स्मृति उत्पत्ति नियम अनुपपत्तिः अपरिहार्या स्यात्।
मनसः स्मृत्युत्पत्ति नियमानुपपत्ति परिहार्या स्यात्
संसर्गधर्मित्वं च आत्मनः
संसर्गधर्मित्वं च आत्मनः
श्रुतिस्मृति न्यायविरुद्धं कल्पितं स्यात्।
न्यायविरुद्धं कल्पितं स्यात्
असंगो न हि सज्जते असक्तं सर्वभृत् इति हि श्रुति स्मृति।
असंगो न हि सज्जते असक्तं सर्वभूतैः स्मृति
न्यायश्च गुणवत् गुणवता संसृज्यते न अतुल्यजातीयम्।
न्यायश्च गुणवद् गुणवता संसृज्यते न अतुल्यजातीयम्
अतः निर्गुणं सर्वविशेषं सर्वविलक्षणम्
अतः निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं
सर्वविलक्षणम्
केनचिदपि अतुल्यजातीयेन संसृज्यते इति।
केनचिद् अपि
अपि
अतुल्यजातीयेन संसृज्यते
इति
एतद् न्यायविरुद्धं भवेत्।
एतद् न्यायविरुद्धं भवेत्।
तस्मात् नित्य अलुप्त विज्ञान स्वरूप ज्योतिः आत्मा इति अयम् अर्थः।
तस्मात् नित्य अलुप्त विज्ञान स्वरूप ज्योतिः आत्मा ब्रह्म इत्ययम् अर्थः।
सर्वबोध बोधृत्वे आत्मनः सिद्ध्यति न अन्यथा। सर्वबोध बोधृत्वे आत्मनः सिद्ध्यति न अन्यथा।
सर्वबोधबोधृत्वे आत्मनः सिद्ध्यते न अन्यथा।
तस्मात् प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम् इति।
तस्मात् प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम् इति।
यथा व्याख्यातः एव अर्थः अस्माभिः।
यथा व्याख्यातः एव अर्थ अस्माभिः।
यत् पुनः स्वसंवेद्यता प्रतिबोधविदितम् इति। अस्य वाक्यस्य अर्थः वर्ण्यते।
अस्य वाक्यस्य अर्थः वर्ण्यते।
तत्र भवति सोपाधिकत्वे आत्मनः।
तत्र भवति सोपाधिकत्वे आत्मनः
बुद्ध्यादि उपाधिस्वरूपत्वेन
बुद्ध्युपाधिस्वरूपत्वेन
भेदं परिकल्प्य आत्मना आत्मानं वेति इति संव्यवहारः।
आत्मना आत्मानं वेत्ति इति संव्यवहारः।
आत्मन्येवात्मानं पश्यति स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं एतत्त्वं पुरुषोत्तम इति।
आत्मन्येवात्मनं पश्यति स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्तत्वं पुरुषोत्तम इति।
न तु निरुपाधिकस्य आत्मनः
न तु निरुपाधिकस्य आत्मनः
एकत्वे स्वसंवेद्यता परसंवेद्यता वा संभवति।
एकत्वे स्वसंवेद्यता परसंवेद्यता वा संभवति।
संवेदनस्वरूपत्वात्
संवेदनस्वरूपत्वात्
संवेदनान्तरापेक्षा च न संभवति।
संवेदनान्तरापेक्षा च न संभवति।
यथा प्रकाशस्य प्रकाशान्तरापेक्षायाः
यथा प्रकाशस्य प्रकाशान्तरापेक्षायाः
न संभवः तद्वत्।
संभवः तद्वत्।
Up to that we have seen. We're not going to see the whole thing, just how the flow of discussion. Acharya begins the mantra with the introduction. Vijnatam avijanatam avijnatam vijanatam iti paraspara viruddham. Parasparam viruddham bhavati ataha atyantamev avijnatam bhavati brahma. Then there will not be difference between Brahmaveda and Lokika. Lokikanam Brahmavedam cha avisheshaha praptaha. There will not be any difference. Because Vijnatam avijanatam. So that cannot be the meaning of the mantra. Therefore, Upanishad says, so Vijnatam avijanatam avijnatam vijanatam. Then how the Brahma is to be known? It cannot be meaning. The paraspar viruddhatvat. Katam tad Brahma vijnatam bhavati iti asmin mantre Upanishad aha pratibodha viditam matam amritattvam hi vindate. Bodham bodham pratividitam iti. Bodha pratyaha Bodha pratyaya, bodha shabdena uchyante. All the pratyayas become Vishaya for whom? That is Atma. With regard to Atma, Sarva Bodhan Pratibuddhyate. He is the one who is Sarva Pratyadarshi, witness of all the pratyayas. He is of the nature of Chit Shakti, Chit Swarupaha. Therefore, all the pratyas come and go, but pratyeshu avishishtataya vartate, lakshyate. Therefore, through pratyaya only it can be known. Pratyas are variable, goes on changing. But that which is a witness, sarva pratyadarshi, that doesn't change. So through the non-changing chaitanyam, through the changing pratyas, the non-changing invariable chaitanyam is known. Akshyate bodhaha bhavati tasya bodhaha chaitanyasya bodhaha atma bodhaha. There is no other means of knowing the atma. Vijnaya atmanah vijnanaya anyata dvaram anyata sadhanam na bhavati. Then ataha, therefore, प्रत्ययानां प्रत्यगात्मतया यदा ब्रह्मं विदितं भवति तदा मतं सम्यक् दर्शनं भवति. That is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. And the nature of the Atma, Acharya says, it is sarva pratyaya darshi. Then it is free from arrival and departure. It is of the nature of being there always. It is of the nature of Vishuddha, Swarupa, pure, uncontaminated. It is oneself and it doesn't have any Visheshata. And it is same in all the bhutas. Like the Vyomnaha Akasha is same. Gatagiri Guhadishu Yata Lakshana Veda Bhavat Vyomnaha Bhavati Tadvat iti. Therefore, Viditabhya Manyati iti Brahma iti, that Agama Vakya is commented. It is Parishuddhaha eva upasamharita. It is concluded. Therefore, Kim Tad Brahma iti Prichet Drashtehe Drashta Shrutehe Shrota iti Acharya quotes from the Shruti Anya Shrutihi. Then from this is up to this is the commentary on the mantra. Then Purva Paksha Khandanam, Ekadeshi, Kanadavata, and Bodha. So one by one, Acharya dismisses. One Ekadeshi says Bodha Kriya is Bodha Kriya Karta Atma iti. He gives an example, Yata Vriksha Shaka Charayati. By that, who is the one who makes the Vriksha Shaka move, shake? From that we infer Vayu. Tadvat Bodha Kriya Karta, Bodha Lakshanena, Bodha Kriya Karta Vijanati iti, he argues. Therefore, Bodha Kriya Shaktiman Atma, it is Dravyam, not Bodha Swarupa, it is not nature of knowledge. So, therefore, Bodhaha arises, Bodhaha disappears, destroys. So, when Bodhaha Jayate, then that Bodha Kriya, that Atma, is endowed with Savishesha. It becomes Savishesha, Bodha Kriya. And Bodha is not there, then it is Nirvishesha. It means Atma subject to change. Kriyatmaka. That is Viruddha. That is opposed to what Shruti says. Therefore, if Atma is Vikriyatmakaha Atma, when Atma will be Vikriya, when it is endowed with Avayava parts, when it is Anityaha, Shuddha, all these doshas will creep in. So that cannot be removed. If you accept Atma to be Dravya, substance, then the Kanada Mata, he says, according to them also, Atma is Dravyam only. But only thing is, Atma is not Vikriyatmakaha. Like Gata Iva Raga Samavahi, like a pot is painted with a color. Even though it painted, it is pot only. Similarly, Atma also, Dravyam only, but it is not Vikriyatmakaha. If it is Dravyam, then also it's a problem only. Because Shruti says Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, Vijnana Brahma iti. So therefore, that is one reason. Then according to them, Atma is Niravayava. If Atma doesn't have Avayava, Therefore, there is no contact of Atma because it is Nirvaya. How can Atma have contact with Manas if it is Nirvayava? Pradesh Abhavat. Pradesh Abhavat, Atma having contact with the mind. So, therefore, it is not Atma and mind. They can have contact. Mind is limited. Mind is Savayava. Atma is Nirvayava. If you take Nirvayava Atmanaha Pradesha Bhavat, the contact will be Nitya. It is not that contact will not be there. Because Atma is Nirvayava. Atma is Nirvaya, it is Vibhu Pramana and mind is Lagu Mana. Therefore, mind will have contact with the Atma always. So, if Atma is Dravya, then there could be contact of the Atma with the Manas. Both are individual, both are limited entity. Therefore, one can have contact with the Atma. But Atma is not Savayava, it is Niravayava, according to them. Therefore, it will have contact with the Atma always. So that is the Niravayavatva. The contact of the Atma with the mind always. Therefore, when Atma has contact with the mind always, then the samskara which is there in the mind always will be there. Therefore, there cannot be pratyaksha jnanam separately. At the time of pratyaksha jnanam, smriti jnanam also will be happening. So that is not acceptable. That is a dosha for them. That is a dosha. So we point out the dosha. And also if Atma is samsarga dharmi, we say, then also it is opposed to Shruti Smriti and Nyayam. Nyaya Viruddham. How? Samsarga is contact. Niravaya Atma having contact with the Savayava Manaha. That itself is illogical. If something doesn't have contact, then if something is Niravaya, how can it have contact? Then it will be all contact. There will not be any surface contact. So assuming that Niravaya Atma, Vibhu Pramana, having contact with the limited Savayava Manas, then there will be Smriti Utpatti Niyama Anupapatti. There will be untenability of the rise of memory. The rules regarding the rise of memory. That cannot be resolved. That cannot be eliminated. The dosha will be there. And if Atma is samsarga dharmi, then it's against the Shruti. Shruti says, Asango hi nasatyate, Asangaha sarvavirutta. It is Shruti and Gita Smriti. So both. And also by Nyaya. That which is endowed with guna can only have contact with the other thing which having guna attributes. Na atulya jatiyam. If Atma is nirgunam, nirvishesham, sarvavilakshanam, then how can it have contact with atulya jatiyena, katham samsajyate? Na. It is Nyaya Viruddham. Therefore, Atma is Nitya Alupta Vijnana Swarupaha Brahma iti Siddham eva. Therefore, Sarvabodha Atma, Sarvabodhrutve, therefore Atmanaha Siddhyati, Sarvabodhrutve Siddhyati for Atmanaha, there is na anyata, there, not otherwise. Therefore, Pratibodha Viditam iti, what we commented, that stands good. Then again Ekadeshi comes. He gives an argument of Swasamvedyata, which was the last topic we discussed. Swasamvedyata. Swasamvedyata means knows by itself. The Atma, Chaitanyam, knows itself. Because there are Vakyas. But we say, Atma knows by itself, Chaitanyam knows by itself. That is Nirupadika Chaitanyam or Sopadika Chaitanyam. If it is Nirupadika, then it is not. On the Nirupadika Chaitanyam, the Buddhyadi Upadi are superimposed, and then we say Atmana Atmanam Veti. That is how the Sambhivaharaha is. Then we can say Atmani Atmanam Pashyati, Swayameva Atmana Atmanam Veta. All this. This is how we interpret it. It is Sopadika Atma. If it Nirupadika Atma, Buddhyadi Upadi not there, then only Atma alone is there. Then Katam Sambedhyata or Parasambedhyata, then in that case, Atma cannot be known by itself or by any other thing also. Another knowledge or another consciousness also cannot know Atma. So when Atma is Nirupadika, because it is self-knowledge, self-consciousness, Sambedana Surupatvat, it is of the nature of knowledge. Therefore, it doesn't have dependency on and second consciousness. Samvedanantara apeksha nasti. Yatha दीपस्य दीपः दीपापेक्षा नास्ति प्रकाशस्य प्रकाशांतर अपेक्षा नास्ति तद्वत् the light is there. What is the need of other light to illumine the light? Therefore, this Swasamvedyata argument also will not hold good. So up to that we saw. So therefore, Ekadeshi, their view, Atma Dravyam is dismissed. Then Kanada Mata Vaisheshika, that is also dismissed. According to them, Atma is Dravya, but it is not Vikriyatmaka, that is also dismissed. Then Swasamvedyata argument also dismissed. And the Swasamvedyata, the Bauddha Pakshi, the Bauddhas, they also say this Swasamvedyata argument, they also uphold this argument, Swasamvedyata argument, Bauddhas. So that the Acharya dismisses. Bauddha Pakshasya Kandanam. The Swasamvedyata, to be understood, what is Swasamvedyata? Of the Ekadeshi, already we have seen. We also say Swaprakashatvam. Swasamvedyata, Swaprakashatvam. What is the difference? In Swasamvedyata, there is Atma knows Atma. So there is subject object. But Atma cannot know Atma. But that is the argument, Swasamvedyata. So in Swasamvedyata argument, there is subject object relationship. Vishaha Vishayi Samandaha Asti. Subject must be there and object must be there. Subject knows the object. Like in the case of Sopadika Atma, Atma endowed with attributes. Buddhyadi Upadi is there too. Buddhyadi Upadi, that's Jnana Vritti, the Atma Jnanam happens. Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam, we say it happens by to whom? To the Jiva who has this Buddhi Upadi. Therefore, when we say Atma, Atmanam, Atmana, Atmanam Pashyati. Atmana is by one, by Buddhyadi Upadi, Atmanam Pashyati. He sees Atma, recognizes Atma. So there it is Sopadika Atma. So therefore Vishaya Vishayi is there, subject object is there. But subject is the Buddhyadi Upadi and the object is Atma. Object is Atma is not object. Atma is subject to objectification. That is not. With the Buddhyadi Upadi, Atma is recognized. So there is subject-object relationship is there. In Swayam Prakasha Atma, when we say, what is Swayam Prakasha, Swaprakasha Atma? Itara Prakashatve sati. Itara Prakashakatvam, Swaprakashatvam. It doesn't require anything else for its illumination. But it illumines everything. Because that is its nature. Atma is Swayam Prakasha. It is self-evident. It is not illumined by any other thing, any other means of knowledge. Not required. Therefore, it is Nitya Paroksha Atma. It is not available for any other means of knowledge. In fact, all the means of knowledge are illuminated by Atma. So that's the difference between Swaprakasha and Swasambedhyata. Swasamvedita implies subject-object sambandha, Vishaya-Vishayi sambandha. Swayam Prakasha, there is no such thing. Because Swaprakashatvam, that is the nature of the Atma. So Vishaya-Vishayi Bhava is not there in Swaprakashatvam. That's what we say Swaprakashatvam. Now, so therefore, Swasamvedyata and Swayam Prakasha, they are different. Now the Buddhists also, what they do, they also accept this Swasamvedyata argument, the Ekadeshi, which the Ekadeshi proposed. So that the Acharya dismisses by dismissing through this argument. It dismisses the Bauddha Pakshas, all the Bauddha Pakshas, Kshanikavada, Shunyavada. So let us read Bauddha Pakshasya Kandanam. Bauddha Pakshe
बौद्धपक्षे
Samvedyatayam tu
संवेद्यतायां
संवेद्यतायां
Kshanabhanguratvam
क्षणभङ्गुरत्वं
क्षणभङ्गुरत्वं
Niratmakatvam cha
निरात्मकत्वं च
Vijnanasya syat.
निज्ञानस्य
यस्य स्यात्
Bauddha Pakshe, in the Bauddha Paksha, Swasamvedyatayam, Swasamvedyata, the status of being Swasamvedyata, Samvedya is called Swasamvedyata. Tasya bhava Srilinga, Swasamvedyata, Tasyam Swasamvedyatayam. Swasamvedyatayam tu Bauddha Pakshe. That is, Atma is self-known, known to itself. That view of the Buddhist, if that is a view of the Buddhist, Bauddha Pakshe, Swasamvedyatayam tu. So Swasamvedyata, the view of the Bauddha Pakshe, Samvedyatayam tu, Kshanabhanguratvam, Niratmakatvam cha, Vijnanasya syat. Vijnanasya Swasamvedyatayam tu, Kshanabhanguratvam, Niratmakatvam cha, Bhavati. Kshanabhanguratvam is momentary, Kshana. Kshanat Bhanguraha, Kshana Bhanguraha. Tasya Bhavaha, Kshana Bhanguratvam. Momentariness. Consciousness is momentary. Kshana Bhanguraha. Every moment it arises, perishes, goes away, disappears. Arises, disappears, arises, disappears. Kshana Bhangura, Kshanikavada, Kshana. Then Niratmakatvam, they don't accept Atma. So, if consciousness is momentary and their conscious Niratmakatvam, Atma is not there, then if that is so, then if we accept Atma to be Swasamvedyata as per the Buddhist Paksha, then Vijnanasya, the Chaitanyam would be, consciousness would be momentary, and there is no Atma also, Niratmakattva. These two doshas will be there. The Swasamvedyata argument of the Buddhist Paksha will result in these two defects. Kshanabhanguratvam, Niratmakatvam cha bhavati vijnanasya atmanaha. Atmanaha, Kshanabhanguratvam, Niratmakatvam cha. This will arise to these two defects. One is momentary. Second one is there is no Atma which is Nitya Atma. Because momentary, consciousness is momentary, then where is Nitya Atma? So these defects, according to the Kshanikavada, among the Buddhist, among the four types of Buddhist, Kshanikavada, that's momentary, they uphold momentary, the theory of momentariness. So for them, the jnanam, the pratyaksha jnanam is momentary. Pratyaksha is, that is, the perception is always momentary. You perceive now, it is gone. It is perceived now, it is gone. So it is in the present. So it is, the perception is momentary. Therefore, jnanam is momentary. So there is no past or future because consciousness is momentary. There is no past, there is no future. So therefore, there is no from the past, there is no recollection. From the future, there is nothing is brought. So that moment, perception gone, perceived gone, knowledge perceived, perception gone. So perception, therefore, pratyaksha will perceive only what is in the present moment. Now, if that is so, you say conscious, the Chaitanya is Swasamvedya. Now, how do you know this? By what pramana you know this? They don't accept Shruti, of course. They don't accept. They say Pratyaksha. By Pratyaksha, if it is known, the knowledge of Atma to Atma, then it will be Pratyaksha. Then what happens? The problem is, let us say the first moment, the time T1, there is consciousness which knows the consciousness by Pratyaksha. That is consciousness, perceived consciousness by Pratyaksha. Because we accept Pratyaksha only. Therefore, Pratyaksha objectifies consciousness for the consciousness. That is available only in that moment, that Kshanika, that moment. After that, what happens? That is over, that is gone. That is gone. What about the consciousness in the past and the future, which was and which will be object to Pratyaksha? That cannot be established by the Pratyaksha at the moment, at this moment. Pratyaksha only establishes what is in the now. Now is gone, the next Pratyaksha has to come. So every moment, every perception is momentary. Next moment, next Pratyaksha Jnana arises. After that, next moment, next Pratyaksha Jnana arises. So in this moment, the Pratyaksha Jnana, that consciousness, knows consciousness arises, it is gone. Next moment, there should be another consciousness, another Atma, knows the Atma, and that is gone. So, therefore, this momentary consciousness by Pratyaksha, it is established only in that very moment. The next moment, there should be another Atma to know the Atma. Atma knows Atma in the second moment, the next moment. There will be another Atma, second Atma. Second Atma knows the Atma. So, therefore, here the defect is, since it is momentary, the consciousness in the past or in the future cannot be established. That's called Shana Bangura, Shanika Vijnanam. That is what Kshanika. So Atma is known by itself, Swasamvedya, the view which the Buddhists hold. Then Atma will be momentary. If it is momentary, then the problem is Atma is, that moment is known, it is gone. That moment is known, it is gone. But what is our experience? That Atma, same Atma is there in all the three avasthas. There is recollection of the experience of Sushupti after we wake up. That is what our experience is. So the Sushupti Avastha Atma is, in the Jagrata Avastha Atma is, in the Sapna Avastha Atma is. It's the same person, same thing, same consciousness is there. That is why there is memory. That is why there is recollection. If it is not there, if it is completely distinct, there is no continuity. If there is no continuity, how can there be remembrance? How can there be recollection? So that is not possible. If Atma is Kshana Banguraha, every moment it changes. Every moment if it changes, Atma. So Atma is not there. Niratmakatvam. Then Niratmakatvam, all these are dosha. It is against what the Shruti says. So if Atma is Kshana Banguraha, so what they say may be very attractive, but there is a problem with that. What Shruti says, Atma is indestructible. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha. Atma doesn't arise, doesn't come, and doesn't go. It is always. Tattevaham jatanasam. Mattameve janadipaha. Naseva navavishyaha sarve vayamatah param. So it continues. Deginosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. Tata degantara praptihi. Dhiraha tatrahanam mugyati. In Gita it is said. So therefore, the Kshana Bangura, the argument cannot be accepted. The momentary has got many doshas. So here, if it is momentary, that moment, then you cannot say consciousness knows consciousness. We cannot say. Because that moment it is gone. The next moment comes. Then how you say consciousness knows consciousness? So, if we accept what Buddhi say, then Atma is momentary. If Atma is momentary, then it is against what Shruti says. Momentary means it arises and goes, disappears. That is what not Shruti says. Shruti says Atma is never subject to destruction. Therefore, the Acharya says, by quoting from the Shruti in the next line, let us read. Nahi vijñātuhu vijñātehe
नहि विज्ञातुं विज्ञाते
viparilopaha vidyate
परिलोकः
परिलोकविद्ये
विद्यते
avinashitvat
अविनाशित्वात्
अविनाशित्वात्
nityam vibhum sarvagatam
नित्यं
नित्यं
सर्व
सर्वगतं
sava yesha mahanajaha
सवा
स वा एष महानजः
Atma ajaraha amaraha amritaha abhayaha
आत्मा
आत्मा अजरः अमरः अमृतो अभयः
इत्याद्याः श्रुतयः बाध्येरन्
इत्याद्याः विषयः
श्रुतयः बाध्येरन्
Bauddha Paksha, they don't accept Shruti. So therefore, the Shruti is not quoted for them. Okay. Shruti is quoted for us to understand how the Bauddha Paksha cannot be accepted. Shanabangura, the dosha is pointed out. Shanabangura implies the rise and departure of Chaitanya. And also, there is no Atma, Niratmakatva. So if that is so, then it is against the Shruti. How you say? Vijñātuhu vijñātehe viparilopaha na vidyate. Viparilopaha, that is destruction. Vijñātehe swarupam. Vijñātuhu, the knower. Vijñātuhu, the knower. Sakshi Chaitanyam. Vijñātuhu vijñātehe viparilopaha. Vijñātehe viparilopaha that is Nashaha, na vidyate, not possible. The destruction of the Vijñatehe, that is Vijñatehe Swarupa, that is Vijñatehe is it is the knower, Vijñata, the knower, Vijñatuhu, Vijñatehe Swarupam, Viparilopaha Nashaha, na vidyate avinashitvat. Bhagavatam Upanishad says, avinashitvat, because Atma enjoys status of being indestructible. Therefore, the destruction of the knower, the destruction of the Sakshi Chaitanyam, Vijñatuhu, Viparilopaha, Vijñatehe, na bhavati, not possible. So Viparilopaha is destruction. So therefore, there is no destruction of the knower of the knowing, the Swarupa. There is no destruction of the knower of the knowing, since the knower is indestructible. Knower means this Atma, who knows everything. Its Swarupa is knowing, knowledge, that cannot be destroyed. Therefore, and also he says, Nityam Ibam Sarvagatam, that is from the Kena Upanishad, Itadadresham Agragam Agotram Avarnam Achakshuhu Nityam Sarvagatam iti. It comes in that mantra. So Nityam Vibham, Nityam, what is Nityam? Not subject to destruction. It is Nityaha. Atma is Nityaha. It is Vibhuhu, Sarvagatam, all pervading, Sarvavyapi. The same Atma available in all the Nama Rupa. Therefore, Nityam, when we say, where is Kshanabangura? Therefore Kshanabanguratam Nasti Atmanaha. And also, further he quotes from Bhagavatam, Sava Yeshaha Mahan Ajaha. It is biggest Mahan Ajaha, na subject to Janma, na vidyate Janma Yasya, and also Ajaraha, not subject to old age, not subject to death. Amaraha doesn't have death, it is Amrtaha, Avayaha iti. Therefore, if we accept Shanabangurattvam of the Purva Paksha, then all these statements would be contradicted. Therefore, we cannot accept Kshanabangurattvam. Therefore, we cannot accept this first Samvedyata argument of the Bauddha Paksha, which requires Kshanabangurattvam and Niratmakatvam. Both are not, these two, because of the two things. Kshanabangurattvam and Niratmakatva argument. Kshanabangurattvam not accepted against the Shruti. Niratmakatvam, of course, no Atma, Shunya. That is not accepted against the Shruti. So through Shruti, how the argument of the Sasambedita argument of the Bauddha Paksha cannot be accepted is what Bhashikara says. So this is only for the Vedikas. This is only for those who accept the Veda. This argument is not to the Bauddha Paksha. Because Bauddha do not accept Shruti. So how can we quote Shruti to them? To them we have to talk to them in their language. That Bhashikara didn't do here. Here he says, Sasambedita argument of Bauddha Paksha, why we can't accept? Because it requires, because Sasambedita of Bauddha Paksha implies Atma is Kshana Banguraha, and there is no Atma. There is only momentariness, and no Atma. These two things are dismissed. Kshana Bangura, momentariness, Anitya. Atma is not Anitya, it is Nityaha. Niratmakatvam is there is no Atma. There is no Atma. Then why Shruti says Atma is Mahanajaha, Amaraha, Amritaha, Bhayaha? All these are contradictions then. Kshanabhanguraha Atma arises, Atma goes away. Atma dies. Atma doesn't die. How is it possible? Because nobody can destroy Atma. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Gita. So vijñātuhu vijñātehe viparilopaha na bhavati. Therefore, avinashitvat. Avinashitvat atma avinashitat tattu tadvidhi. Yena sarvam idam tatam. Gita also. In so many words and so many places it is said in the Gita. Of course, in here Bhashikara quotes from the Upanishad. Mula Pramanam. Therefore, cannot accept Swasambhityata argument. Next one. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sharanji.
Okay, there was some internet. Okay. Anyamatanam Khandanam. Anyamatanam Khandanam, not different matas. I mean, not many matas. Just by a line, one line, Bhashikara dismisses, saying, let us read. Yat punaha
Yat punaha
pratibodha shabdena
Pratibodha Shabdena
nirnimittaha bodhaha pratibodhaha
Nirnimittaha Bodha Pratibodha
yata suptasya
ha suptasya
Tasya
ityartam parikalpayanti
yatham
Ityartham Parikalpayanti
sakrit vijnanam pratibodhaha iti apare
Sakrit Vijnanam Pratibodha iti apare
nirnimittaha sannimittaha
nirnimittaha
Nirnimittaha Sannimittaha
sakridva asakridva
sakritva sakritva
Asakritva
pratibodhaha eva hi saha.
atibodha
Pratibodha Eva Hi Saha.
So Anyamatanam Khandanam. Just in one line, other matas, other views are dismissed by Bhashyakara. So Pratibodha Shabdena, by the word Pratibodha Shabdena, why don't we take it nirmittaha nimittaha bodaha nimitta bodaha nimittaha bodaha. Naimittika is nimitta, no namittika bodaha. Nimittaha bodaha. That is bodaha pratibodaha. Atma is nirnimittaha. That is causeless. The bodhaha which is causeless. Atma is known through causeless cognition. See, every cognition implies or preceded by pramana vyapara. So, pramana vyapara is every cognition. You see a flower, that is a pramana vyapara. The knowledge of the flower arises because the pramana, chaksha pramana is operated, pramana vyapara. So cognition arises when pramana is operated. Similarly, that bodha also, every bodha, every thought. You see the thought, that is also pramanam only. That is also, you see the thought, you observe the thought. You see the thought, but you don't see with the eyes. You watch the thoughts, you watch the thoughts arising, thoughts come and thoughts go. There is also pratyaksha. But pratyaksha doesn't involve eyes. Therefore, we don't call it as pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is Indriya pratyaksha, Sakshi pratyaksha. It is Sakshi pratyaksha. Sakshi Chaitanyam, it is available pratyaksha. Sakshi pratyaksha, we say. Therefore, there is cognition of thought. The cognition implies there is pramana vyapara. You see that. Vyapara is there. But here, what it says is nirnimittaha bodhaha iti, some people say. That is, a cognition without any pramana vyapara. No pramana is there. But there is bodha, there is cognition. What is this bodha, pratibodha without cognition, without pramana vyapara? For that, here Bhashyakara gives an example and then it's explained. In Sushupti, what happens? In Swapna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, not Swapna, Sushupti Avastha. In Sushupti Avastha, what is the bodha? In Sushupti Avastha, there is no bodha. In Sushupti Avastha, the person is sleeping. In Sushupti as well as in Nirvikalpa Samadhi Avastha, that we'll see later. In Sushupti Avastha, the person is sleeping, but bodha happens. There is, the person is sleeping, but bodha happens. That's what Nirnimita bodha. Bodha happens, the person recognizes, Aham kimapi na janami maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. It means Nirnimitta bodha. There is no pramana vyapara in Sushupti. If pramana vyapara is in Sushupti, then it is not Sushupti. It becomes Jagrata Avastha. There is no pramana vyapara, but there is experience of happiness. There is experience of ajnana. Aham kimapi na janami. So that is what Nirnimitta bodha. After you wake up, recollect. There is no pramana vyapara in the Sushupti Avastha, but you remember this after you wake up. Nirnimitta bodha. So by Nirnimitta bodha, Atma is known. That is the argument. The same thing in Samadhi also. In Vedanta Sara we saw. What is the difference between Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sushupti? Even though there is no superficial difference, but there is difference. In both the Avastha, there is Vritti. In one case, in Sushupti Avastha, there is Ajnana Vritti. That Ajnana Vritti is recognized only after you wake up. Therefore, that is example for Nirnimitta bodha. In Samadhi Avastha, there is Jnana Vritti, but Jnana Vritti is not known to the knower in Samadhi because the knower itself is resolved. After he wakes up from the Nirvikalpa Samadhi only, the Jnana Vritti recognizes. In that sense, Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sushupti, they are different. We saw in Vedanta Sara very clearly. Therefore, the Nirnimitta Bodha, there are also the knowledge without any nimitta, without any pramana vyapara. Or we can take some other example also, like intuition. You have some intuition. What is the basis for that? There is no basis. Intuition is intuition. So some knowledge, some idea you get without any pramana vyapara. That is also nirmita bodha. So therefore, why don't we take pratibodha shabdena nirnimittaha bodhaha pratibodhaha iti. Like as in the Sushupti Avastha ityartham parikalpayati. Sakrit Vijnanam Pratibodha iti apare vadanti. Some people say Sakrit Vijnanam. Sakrit Vijnanam is what Pratibodha. Sakrit Vijnanam, knowledge which arises once. That is called Pratibodha. Knowledge which arises once. That is called Pratibodha. Now, Father Bhashyakara says, whether it is Nirnimitaha or Sanimittaha, whether the Bodhaha, Pratibodha, whether it is with Nimitta or without Nimitta, which is Sakrit, which is once or Asakrit, or more than once. But it is Pratibodhaha evahi saha, that it is Pratibodhaha eva, it is just a Pratibodhaha eva. Whatever it is Nirnimitaha bodhaha you say, or Sanimittaha bodhaha you say, or Sakrit bodhaha you, Sakrit Vijnanam Pratibodhaha, or Asakrit Vijnanam Pratibodhaha, whatever you say, it is Pratibodhaha alone. It is Pratibodhaha eva. Meaning, what is Pratibodhaha eva? It means it is because there is Bodha. In that Bodha, Brahma is, Atma is recognized. So that cognition, whether it is without nimitta or with nimitta, whether that cognition is just at once or not at once, it is through that cognition alone Brahma is recognized. Therefore, all the Mata's views stand dismissed. Simple. One line Bhashakara dismisses. Pratibodha Vidita Matam. Atma is, Brahma is, Pratibodha Vidita Matam. In every Bodha, in every cognition, it is recognized. Whether the cognition is Sakrita, once the Bodha, the cognition appears, as Asakrit, repeatedly or many times, or the cognition is without basis, Nirnimitaha, no, not preceded by any Pramana Vyapara, or Sanimitaha, or it is preceded with Pramana Vyapara, whatever it may be. Pratibodha eva. We are talking about that consciousness which is recognized through the thought. Whatever may be the thought, let the thought be Nirnimitaha or Sanimitaha, let the cognition be Nirnimittaha, Sanimittaha, Sakritva, Asakritva, doesn't matter. But Brahma is, Atma is recognized through the Bodha. Pratibodha eva hi saha iti Vashikara dismisses. All the Mata Khandanam is done, he does. Up to that. Then next line onwards, you will see the next class. That is the second line of the Pratibodha Viditam Matam. So first line, the meaning and the different views of the different people, they're all taken and dismissed. So Atma is recognized through every cognition. The cognition, whether it is nimitta, sanimitta, or nirnimitta, sakrita, or asakrita, whatever it is recognized through the thought, Atma. Thought is not the Atma, but to the thought, Atma is recognized. Therefore, Pratibodha Viditam Matam, Pratibodha Evehi Saha Atma iti. Iti Vashyakara. First line of the mantra he commented. Now second line. But we will see next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवादः जी
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवादः
Dhanyavadaha.